Okay, I'm trying to see. Is this thing working? Okay, hi. I couldn't tell. It's I've got a different setup tonight, so I didn't know if it was working or not. But I'm very glad to be here, and I'm awfully glad that you stopped into my channel again to visit with me tonight. And tonight I want to tell you another story about my childhood and my siblings. Um, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I was raised part of my life out in California. We traveled back and forth between Missouri and California. At this particular time, I was living in California, and I was a teenager, preteen, I guess, maybe. And it was summer, and in the town that we lived in, there was a public swimming pool where you could go and you paid a little fee and you got to swim for like 3 or 4 hours. And me and my friend, I had a good friend there. Her name was Tanya, and we decided we were going to take that day and go over to the swimming pool and go swim for a few hours. Well, those of you who have little sisters know how they always want to tag along with you. And me being an older sister, I had one too, and it was the second oldest one down. And she was bound and determined she was going to go with me. And I didn't want her going with me to the swimming pool. I mean, me and my friend wanted to go over there by ourselves, maybe scope out some boys, something. Um, but she was, her and my friend's little sister were buddies too. And her mom told her that she had to take her little sister. Her little sister's name was Jackie. And my sister's name, well, I don't know if I should tell it or not because she's watching my channel tonight, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I hope I don't slip up and tell her name. Okay, so anyhow, we had to let them come along with us because our parents had already told her she had to take her little sister. Her sister was hanging around with my sister, so the four of us had to go. So to get to this, we had to walk down our street and across the field and then across the interstate, a highway or whatever it is, over to the parking lot where the swimming pool was. I think it might even been the high school, and they rented out the pool for the summer. And when you got there, you could change out of your street clothes into your swimming suit, and they had lockers that you could rent. I think they were like a quarter. So we paid 1/4, and all four of us put our clothes in there. So we put our clothes in the locker, got into our bathing suits and everything, and went out and got in the water and was swimming around and everything. Well, we were keeping track of the time because we knew that it was getting pretty close for them to blow the whistle for us to get out of the pool. I already had this planned out. And I told my friend, I said, where are they at? We was looking all around trying to see where they were at. They were down on the other end of the pool, and I said, let's duck out early. I've got an ideal. Of course, you know what kind of ideal I'm going to come up with. My evil plan. So anyway, we snuck out of the pool early and went back into the gym and got into the locker. So we changed out of our swimsuits into our street clothes. And I told her, I said, grab their clothes out of that locker. So we took my sister's and her sister's street clothes out of that locker. So all they had on was their swimming suits. The plot thickens. Anyway, we hurried up and grabbed their clothes and wrapped them up in our towels and stuff, and we hurried out and ran across the street, ran across the highway, down across the field, and down to our street. Well, we went to my friend's house, and at her house, she had this big picture window where it faced out to the road so you could see what was coming, and we knew what was coming. So we were watching and waiting for them to come, because we knew they was going to blow the whistle and they was going to have to get out and go back to the locker where there wasn't going to be any clothes. So sure enough, here they come, walking across the field. And my sister and her were both embarrassed, but my sister was especially embarrassed. So they had their hands across their chest, covering their bottoms and all scrunched up, walking, crying, walking back to the house. And we were watching out that window. We were laughing. We were busting out, cracking up. It was just so funny. I know it was mean. It was a mean thing to do that. But they had to walk through a public swimming pool across the interstate highway in their bathing suits, broad daylight with all kinds of traffic, and then come across that field down the street to our house with nothing but a bathing suit on. Now, I don't remember if they had on two-piece or one-piece, but regardless of what they had on, they were embarrassed about their bodies, so they didn't want nobody seeing them. Of course, we got in very serious trouble for doing that. Probably got grounded for a few days. That didn't stop them from tagging around with us. I want you to know they still wanted to come and hang around with us. But anyway, that's just another one of the things that's kind of the ideals I come up with when I was younger. Like I told you, I was an evil child. I was the black sheep of my family. But to me, it wasn't a serious infraction because they weren't hurt, physically. Maybe emotionally, it scarred them for a little while. I don't even know if my sister remembers it. If you're watching this video and you do, you can comment, yeah, I remember what you did to me. But anyway, people out there in California walked around with cut-off shorts and Daisy Dukes and crop tops anyway, on a regular day. So a bikini bathing suit or even one piece probably wasn't nothing. It was spectacular, especially on like two little 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old kids. It wasn't no big deal. So anyhow, that is the story for tonight. And I'm very glad that you guys come back to my channel. I hope you'll continue to come back. I'm planning to try to load up at least one video a week to start. Eventually, when things get better, I'll probably start thinking of things to do to load up maybe 2 times a week, and build up from there. Because I do want to build my channel up a little bit. But I appreciate you coming tonight and listening to my evil story. And come back and see me again. Thanks for stopping. Bye.